Judith. How are you?
Fine.
I assume you heard that I'm going to be taking Star to go visit her mother in Philadelphia. You see, I'm praying that the presence of her daughter will help my niece come out of her coma. But we're going to be leaving Llanview very early, so I thought it would be best if Star spent the night with me. You do have her ready.
Mr. Manning didn't tell me anything about this.
Oh, my, but we just talked about it at the country club party. Oh, well. Now, I do appreciate your caution, but I can assure you that Todd knows all about this. Please, go get Star ready now.
No one takes Star out unless Mr. Manning tells me so.
You don't have to bother calling him. He's probably busy, and that's why he hasn't called you. You probably can't reach him.
Well, he carries a cell phone always, so I can call.
All right. While you're calling him, I'll get Star ready.
No one goes upstairs without Mr. Manning's okay.
Really, Judith? I'm Star's aunt.
Mrs. Lord, please.
This is ridiculous. Can't you see that Todd's paranoia it's become absurd? Now, please step aside. I'm going to go get Star.
No, Mrs. Lord,
How dare you? How dare you keep me away from my own flesh and blood? I don't care what that lunatic...
What do you think you're doing?
I was explaining that Star doesn't leave without your permission.
Thank you, Judith. Is Star upstairs?
Yes.
Maybe you could go up and check on her. I'll take care of this.
Don't think I'm going to stop until I get Star away from you.
You're flirting with a kidnapping charge, making threats like that. And you'll be facing one for sure if you carry them out.
The only kidnapper I know of in this room is your client, Miss Delgado. My sole interest is the protection of my niece.
From whom? Her own father?
From her father, who is a rapist, and from what I gather, a cold-blooded murderer, having blown up Guy Armitage's yacht.
That's ridiculous speculation. There have been no inquiries to that effect, nor is there any evidence to cast suspicion on Mr. Manning.
Except in his charred soul. I know he's guilty, and I'm going to prove it.
Knock yourself out.
I've asked my lawyer to have me appointed as Blair's guardian ad litem. That means I'll be able to act in her behalf. In any litigation, she doesn't want Star spending a moment longer with you than she has to, particularly since she may not come through this.
Hey, now you shut your mouth and get the hell out of my house.
I'll handle this. Legally. You get out of this apartment and don't come back, or I'll file charges on my client's behalf that'll make your head spin.
I have every right to be here on Blair's behalf to see to Star's safety.
I'll start with trespassing and move right on through until I get a writ of harassment that keeps you 200 yards from Mr. Manning and/or his child at all times.
Very good. And to quote your client, knock yourself out. Todd, you know I'll be back.
Are you all right?
Yeah. But if that happens, what she was talking about, if Blair dies, I can't lose both of them. I can't lose Blair and Star. I can't. I won't.
We can't make any real decisions until we know what's going to happen with Blair. And there's certainly no way to predict that.
I don't want to wait for Blair. I want to make a plan and follow it.
Okay, let me lay out your options. Suppose Blair recovers. She might get over her anger and move back in here with you.
What about it?
Well, then you have no problem. Or she might decide to go through with the divorce, move back in with Dorian, and sue you for custody.
And then what?
Then you have a problem.
Yeah, then I'm back where I was when Star got sick to begin with. But, you know, Blair, when she gets out of the hospital, is going to need physical therapy for months. I mean, she's not going to be able to take care of Star. I mean, that's in my favor, right?
Some. But there's another option.
Oh, yeah, right, she'll croak. Or she'll be a vegetable.
You don't mince words.
No. You surprised? Well, you don't either. Ah, never mind. What were you talking? Go ahead.
I'm sorry to ask you to even think like this.
It's okay. It's your job, right?
And Dorian's already thinking this way. Without Blair to bring action against you, Dorian's only real hope of taking Star away from you, her only competent, surviving biological parent, would be to prove that you were irrefutably unfit.
Well, how is she gonna do that?
For example, if you were on the run, in jail, or involved in any illegal activity.
Oh, that's just what Dorian and her trash-sifting writer boyfriend are gonna try and prove, right?
My point being that at the moment, you're in good shape. There are no charges against you, and judging from our little schmooze with Commissioner Buchanan, I don't think you're seriously considered a suspect in the Armitage bombing. Besides, there's no physical evidence, only speculation. Now, that could change, and we should act preemptively in case it does.
What's gonna make that change?
I'm just saying we should head off any possibility.
Well, how are you gonna do that?
By building a bulletproof case for you as a good father. No matter what happens to Blair, we start underscoring your virtues as a parent. Fortunately, you've made that easy. I mean, you've been a model father in many ways. You saw Star through her illness, her life-threatening illness and transplant. You've made sure that she's had a stable home environment before, during, and now that she's done with her recovery. Even Blair agreed that this was the best place for Star when Blair was in rehab.
Oh, okay, so we won. You made your money.
All right, now I'm thinking this through. Now, is there anything missing from this picture of domestic stability? Well, a wife.
You know, I'm thinking I don't want to wait and see what happens with Blair. How do I get a quick divorce?
Are you sure you really mean that about getting a divorce? Because I know how much you love Blair.
You don't know anything. You don't know anything. And as long as you remember that, everything's gonna be fine. Besides, my feelings have nothing to do with it. Blair was perfectly clear when I visited her in Philadelphia. It's over.
Okay, but you were saying just a few minutes ago that you thought Blair...
What are you, a marriage counselor? Or are you my lawyer?
Fine, never mind.
Fine. So, how do I get a quick legal divorce?
Pennsylvania's pretty quick in putting through uncontested divorces. It's just a matter of getting both parties and the judge to sign off on them. Dorian has Blair's power of attorney, and since she's telling everyone who's ready to listen that Blair wants to end the marriage anyway, I can't see a problem.
With Dorian, there's always a problem. You gotta get to work on that fast, okay? And I just don't know what we're gonna do if Dorian throws a wrench into the works.
How about fly to San Domenico and get a divorce in 48 hours?
48 hours? Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool. Well, I'll do that first.
Even if Dorian's willing to cooperate?
You don't want to take any chances, right? Look, get my jet out on the tarmac and have DB set a flight plan for San...
Domenico.
Domenico. Good. So what's the next step?
What do you mean? You go to San Domenico, you get your divorce, and that's it.
That's what you said before. There's something missing. A wife.
Well, you can't remedy that in 48 hours.
As it happens, I have a very interesting proposal for you. I'll give you $5 million if you marry me.
Excuse me?
Oh, look, I know that every girl dreams about a proposal, and, well, this is probably not the way you wanted yours to be, but...
You had me going. You really had me going there for a second.
I'm not kidding. Look, I'll give you $1 million now as a what do you call it? A retainer, I guess, a signing bonus. You get $1 million the day that we get married. You get $2 million the day that I get custody of Star, and yeah, I'll throw in another $1 million on our first-year anniversary. Offers on the table, I'll tell you.
This is the way you negotiate?
You think I'm fooling? I'm not.
You're not.
No, what did I just say?
You just said you're not fooling.
Ah, look, don't worry about the traditional. I'm not traditional. So you don't have to worry about, you know, hi, honey, I'm home, and dinner on the table, and you dress like Donna Reed. And, you know, after an appropriate... Imagine me talking about appropriate, but after an appropriate amount of time, if you want to, you know, pursue other interests, feel free. Just, you know, don't embarrass me in public, and don't do anything that would risk my custody of Star.
Wow. Well, I've never had a proposal like this before.
Look, it has all of the advantages of a wealthy marriage. I'll pay all your bills, your living expenses. I mean, as long as you don't go buy Veterans Stadium or anything like that. It gives you social standing that otherwise you would have to work years to get. You know, there's a little notoriety that comes along with the job, but you don't seem to be bothered by that. All you have to do is get along with Star, and that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, you seem to like her. She seems to like you. Like, you do have to get along with my parrot.
I can do that. But, I noticed that the payment plan doesn't include, a payment or a bonus for, you know, for consummation.
This is a business deal. There's no sex involved. That, well, always seems to screw everything up for me anyway. Now, what do you say, huh? You interested or not?
You know what? I'll tell you what. You go get your divorce, and I'll think over your proposition.
Proposal.
Right. Your proposal. And if I don't agree to it, I will help you try to find another suitable candidate.
Suitable candidate? There's no other suitable candidate. Well, you're the only girl for me.
What's the deal with Carlotta and your puppy?
You disapprove?
No, I'm very happy for Carlotta. When I lived with her and she used to climb those steps to her bedroom night after night, I knew she wanted a man to love her for something more than her flan. But Hank Gannon,
Why shouldn't she like my father?
outside of the fact that he almost sent her son to prison for life, I can't think of a single reason. No, I mean it. Hank may be my adversary, but he sure made the weeks of that Hesser trial fly by. The way his back flexed when he cross-examined those witnesses. His throaty growl. Oh, Your Honor.
You know, anytime you want to change the subject.
Sorry. My point is, Carlotta deserves some lovin'. And, she and Hank looked pretty happy at that 4th of July picnic. A lot happier than Cassie and Kevin did.
Well, I'm happy for them. And for you, too.
For me?
Yeah. You're finally saying something nice about romance.
I have a lot of nice things to say about romance. Just not romance and me. Although I did receive a marriage proposal recently.
It's a joke, right?
Wrong?
Come on. Taya Delgado doesn't marry for love or money.
Well, you're half right.
Okay. Who proposed to you?
First of all, you have to understand, this has nothing to do with romance.
Right. Love, marriage. What was I thinking?
Second of all, if I tell you, you have to swear that you won't tell anyone.
Cross my heart. Hope to fall for a sax player. Okay. Now, who's that foolish boy?
Todd Manning.
Come on, really.
Todd Manning.
You really mean it?
Yeah. I've been his attorney for a while, ever since he hired me to defend Alex Olenoff. And I've advised him on other legal matters. And, we actually hit it off pretty well. Better than I realized. Well, don't be so shocked. He's basically harmless.
Todd Manning, harmless?
Well, relatively. I mean, compared to some of the people my firm works for in New York, he's practically St. Francis of Assisi. He loves birds and babies. One of each in particular. Anyway, which is why he wants to marry me. It seems that Blair wants to get a divorce. She's got some crazy notion that Todd is the mysterious mad bomber who killed Guy Armitage and set Patrick Thornhart up for it.
Did he?
Well, he hasn't been convicted, and he hasn't been charged with anything. You studied law. You know as well as I do that that makes him as innocent as you or I. Anyway, Todd asked me how he would come off if Blair, or actually Dorian, because Blair is in a coma now, if Dorian took him to court. I naively, innocently suggested that a judge would look more kindly on him if he were married. Next thing I know, Todd asked for my hand in unholy matrimony for a price that can't be beat. Romantic, isn't it?
It's incredible.
For anyone but Todd. He's in San Domenico right now, taking in the sights, getting a no-muss, no-fuss divorce from Blair Manning. He, expects a response when he gets back.
Gee, what would that answer be?
I'm open to suggestions.
Run for your life.
But it is hard for me to see Todd as the devil.
Taya, if you ever listen to me once, make it now. Don't do this, please.
I know what I'm getting into, if I get into it.
No, you don't. If I tell you, maybe you might hate me. But if I don't, you'll hate me later because I didn't warn you.
Aren't you being a little melodramatic?
I'll let you decide. When I was with Kevin, he belonged to the fraternity at the university. One night I went to a party at the frat house. And that was the night that Todd Manning and a couple of his frat buddies raped Marty Saybrook. They held her down and they raped her. Now, I saw Marty after the attack. And what I saw, I'll never forget.
I knew about the crime, of course, but I hadn't heard any of the details.
I'm sure. Anyone who heard the full story would definitely not listen to a proposal from Todd.
But he paid for what he did. He was convicted.
Oh, yeah, right. Not until he brought Kevin down with him.
Why?
Todd didn't exactly approve of my relationship with Kev. For one of the most unoriginal reasons.
You think Todd is a racist?
Some people are evil because they want something. Some people are evil because they enjoy it. Todd is evil because he's Todd. Taya, you don't deserve that. And God knows he doesn't deserve you any more than he deserves Star.
I had no idea Todd could be so brutal.
Not could be. Was and is.
Well, he's made it perfectly clear that this marriage isn't going to be about sex.
Nothing for Todd is ever about sex. It's cruelty with different names.
Well, maybe he's changed.
Oh, Taya, please.
How long ago was this rape?
4 years ago. Not exactly ancient history.
Tell me, what was your uncle up to 4 years ago?
What is your point?
My point is pretty obvious, Rachel. People change. Even the nastiest of them.
You cannot compare RJ to that Todd.
No, you're right. Todd's got a lot more money. Look, even though I haven't accepted Todd's proposal yet, he's started the bidding at a mighty discussable $5 million.
Ooh, that's mighty cheap for your soul.
What's left of my soul wouldn't fetch $5 in funny money. Anyway, the point is, I'm not selling my soul, but I am willing to lease it on a temporary basis until Todd's custody of Star is firmly established.
Well, that sounds logical, legal, and downright awful. But you know, let's just take Todd out of this. Why would anyone want to marry for any reason other than love?
Oh, for the most respectable reasons on earth. Wake up, Rachel. Throughout history, marriages have been based on property, power, and allegiances of convenience. Oh, come on. Some people need love for a marriage, not Todd and I. We would have the most traditional of marriages. The bride in white and the groom in green.
And to think I used to envy you.
Why?
Oh, for the way you see the world. I used to think it was honesty. Now, I just think it's cynicism.
Yeah, well, wait till I'm $5 million richer. Then you'll have reason to envy me.
You know, Taya, there are some things that money can't buy.
Yeah, well, lucky for me, I don't want any of them, Rachel.
You know, the idea that you're actually considering this proposal makes me sick.
Oh, does it really? Well, you know what? You don't have to worry anymore about measuring up to your parents' expectations because you are just as self-righteous as they are. Tell me, did that come from your mother or from your father?
There it is. See it over there? There it is.
You know, she didn't get much sleep on the flight. She probably used a nap. I think she got a big kick out of San Domenico, though.
Born traveler.
Yeah. She's just like her mom. Look, if anybody wants to know where we were, just play dumb, all right? I'll let the rest of Landview know about the divorce when I'm ready.
Mr. Manning, I have to say something.
Well, I'll make it quick, because Star's your first priority.
Yeah, I'm sure she's yours, too. But she misses her mother.
Look, Blair could never come out of this coma, all right? And if she does, there's a chance that she could never be the same. And in the meantime, Dorian Lord is trying to get custody. Now, that could be the worst thing that ever happened to my child.
If Mrs. Manning recovers...
Then Star will have two parents. But if I lose custody, there's a chance that my child will have no parents. Do you understand? Then go do whatever it is that I pay you to do. Hey, I'm back. I've done the deed.
You got the San Dominican divorce?
Yeah, I'm looking right at it.
I'll be right over.
Dorian signed those Pennsylvania papers?
She has them. I don't know if she signed them or not. But if she decides to contest a stateside divorce as Blair's guardian ad litem, it won't matter now. You're officially a free man. Our next move is to block the custody suit.
Did you get a chance to think over my proposal?
Yes.
Yes, you thought it over, or yes, you'll marry me?
Let's discuss it when I get there. See you in 10.
Anything else I need to do before I get married again?
Yes. You need to find a wife.
Hey, don't you play games with me, all right? We discussed this. You were going to help me set up a model household so that I could get custody of Star again. Am I right?
that depends.
You're not holding me up for more money, are you? I already guaranteed you $5 million.
That's not the guarantee I'm after.
If it isn't money, then what's the problem?
Do you think it's smart to imply that you can buy me?
Are you implying that I can't? Oh, come on, I thought we had some refreshing honesty here. Where was I wrong?
Look, this is about more than money.
Yeah, you're right. This is about my little girl's life.
And mine. I'm pretty confident that Star is safe with you. I'm not so sure that I am.
Oh, well, I love it when you cut to the chase.
I'll propose some terms to this agreement. If you don't like them, we'll call the whole thing off. I'll still try to get you custody of Star. Frankly, I think you have a good chance.
I stand a better chance with a loving wife by my side, who also happens to be a legal pillar of the community and a loving stepmother to boot.
Yes, that would certainly help to offset some of the unsavory details of your past.
Lawyer. You don't mince words, do you? All right, so what is it that you want, huh? Some time off now and then? How about every other Sunday or something?
Don't treat me as a servant, even as a joke.
Oh, okay, fine, no jokes.
You'll respect me, at home and in public.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And you'll respect my friends.
No. No, I draw the line at hypocrisy. You have lousy friends.
Well, then you won't deliberately alienate them.
Well, I can't stop breathing. Look, why don't we just agree to separate lives now and then?
Look, I come and go as I please, no questions asked.
Fine. Anything else?
Well, if this is going to be my new home, I'm going to want to have my friends over every once in a while.
Well, wild parties.
I'm not a party girl. And I don't have a lot of friends. But the ones I do have, I value. And they don't like you any more than you like them.
Well, I have that effect on people.
So if you can't promise not to deliberately alienate them, I'd expect you to absent yourself when they were here.
Absent. With notice.
Of course.
And not often.
An evening every other week.
Fine. Any other rules and regulations?
I need a guarantee for my physical safety. You can understand, I'm sure.
No, I can't understand. You want to spell it out for me?
I realize the newspaper accounts I read on microfiche in the library didn't represent the whole story, but they were, disturbing.
You've done your homework.
I'm very thorough. That's what makes me such a good lawyer.
And this is your life that we're talking about.
Exactly.
Mine, too.
Yes. We both have a lot at stake. So, we should probably negotiate some incentives.
To ensure my good behavior. You know, you either trust me or you don't. Personally, I don't trust anybody. And what's a contract anyway, right? It's just a piece of paper.
I trust my instincts. I think I'd know if I was in trouble and I'd get out. But you'd probably throw me out first to save yourself, if nothing else.
You're a smart woman.
But, as you suggested, let's spell out the consequences. If you attempt to abuse me in any way, the deal is off at that point. But I still get the $5 million plus an additional $1 million as penalty.
So what's to stop you from crying foul and taking off with my money 1 or 2 months into the deal?
My honor.
How noble.
If you were to expose this little arrangement, my career would be at jeopardy, but that would not stop me from getting out if I had to.
What exactly do you mean when you say abuse?
Any attempt to use shame or intimidation to try to control me. Emotional abuse, using words to hurt me deliberately, yelling, cursing. Physical abuse, from jabbing an angry finger in my face, hitting, slapping, shaking, anything that hurts, including rape.
Don't worry. You're not my type.
Rape isn't about sexual attraction. It's about violence. And if you can't understand that, then we have nothing more to discuss.
And then don't worry.
Well, that's settled. Shall we draw up the contract?
No. I need a guarantee. And this one is a deal breaker. About Star. She didn't ask to be born with the parents that she's got, but she sure as hell needs a better female role model than Auntie Dory. And that's where you fit in.
A role model?
Well, you're not perfect.
Gee.
But, you know, I wouldn't mind if Star grew up to be like you. You know, you're smart, you're gutsy, you're independent. You're a survivor. Got a sense of humor.
That could describe Blair.
Yeah. But I need somebody that's going to take Blair's place.
Impossible. Look, no matter how I feel about your daughter, and I do like her. She's a wonderful little girl. I'm not her mother.
No. But all you got to do is, you know, tuck her in at night and hold her if she gets scared and tell her girl stuff she needs to know girl stuff. I mean, if you do that, you'll be fine.
Easy for you to say. I don't have much experience with mother-daughter stuff. My mother walked out when I was 7.
Well, so what? You know what it's like to grow up motherless.
I think you need to be absolutely sure that I am the right person for this. I mean, you're not just looking for a surrogate mother to make it look good in a custody case. You're looking for a surrogate mother for real. I have no parenting skills to offer.
Look, I didn't know what to do. Star will tell you what to do. And I've seen it with you. I just need to know that you're going to do your best.
You have more confidence in me than I do. But I promise to try. To learn to be the best mother I can be to Star.
That's all I needed to hear. So fine, do we have a deal?
This has all the romance of a stock merger.
Oh, sorry, what you want music? How's that? Mood lighting? Oh, look, you can forget about me getting down on one knee. Tia Delgado, will you marry me?
It's Taya. Yes.
So, how soon can we start?
Well, if we get the license today and get our blood tested, we should be able to get married in City Hall tomorrow. So, let's go.
There's one other thing, you know, just, if we're gonna do this, we gotta make it look good. So just in case, I got a ring. Here.
I wasn't expecting a ring.
You want it or not?
Oh, my God. Does this come out of my $5 million?
No. It's payback, you know, for not putting me through that whole thing where you gotta buy a wedding dress and I gotta sit around and wait while you get your hair done. So does it fit?
Perfect.